guys, it is MissAnonymous back with another podcast. So on today's podcast, we're going to be discussing some unpopular opinions of mine. Now, I am entitled to my own opinion. If you don't like what I say, then just click off. There's no need to be doing all that, extra stuff. If you don't listen to what I gotta say, that's fine. But I will be discussing some unpopular opinions. So, yeah. So, we're gonna start the podcast off with something light. But before we start, I'd like to say this is my first episode of my podcast, and I'm so excited to finally start a podcast. I've been wanting to do this for I don't know how long. It's been on my mind forever and ever, and I'm so glad that I'm able to do it. Currently, right now, we're only on YouTube and Spotify. I think that's the only, not Spotify, SoundCloud. I think that's the only, outlet I'm going to use for this podcast, just because I don't want it to be too formal. I want it to be something that it's an outlet that's just normal. It's not saying that other podcasters are not normal for, putting on Apple Music, Spotify. That's just not what I want to do, okay? So, we're just going to keep it like that. It's not that serious, but I don't have any notes, so I'm just kind of going off of my mind. So thank you guys so much for supporting, and we're going to get into the unpopular opinions. So let me start this off by saying I am a black woman. I'm black, okay? So most of these opinions are going to be centered around pop culture, black culture, all that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm just kind of explaining, myself a little bit, a tiny bit, because I don't really want to, I'm not really ready to expose myself or who I am just yet. I will in the future. I do plan on in the future. But as of right now, I just want to see how this goes. And then, yes, I will, make a full YouTube channel just, talking and doing this type of stuff and still having my podcast. So that's what we're going to do. But for the first unpopular opinion, gun control. This is going to be on the topic of gun control. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about very controversial topics. And so if you don't want to hear this, if you don't like me talking about politics, all that stuff, etc., society, then, this podcast is not going to be for you. But gun control. So I just feel like gun control, it needs to, especially because I live in the United States, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to, I should have wrote some notes down, but I didn't. Gun control in our country fucking sucks. There's no reason why school should be getting, shot up. Kids can't even, kids fear of going to school because of schools being shot up, all that stuff. And I just feel like schools, we should have a stricter gun control for schools and stuff, because that is dangerous. I kind of fear even sending my future children to school just because of how frequent school shootings happen in our country, and it's just too much. And I just think that we should have stricter gun laws, gun control. I understand guns don't kill people. People kill people. There's still ways we can prevent this from happening, and I think our country just needs to get a grip and enforce these gun control laws, because there's no way at 18, you can't buy, a bottle of vodka, but you can go purchase, a machine gun. That should be illegal. So my next unpopular opinion will be on vaccines. So, as you know, vaccines has been very, under scrutiny because of, people don't realize that even with the COVID vaccine, they think they just, let me try to explain this better. So being vaccinated is kind of looked down upon in our society, especially with the COVID vaccine coming out. A lot of people are criticizing people who are being vaccinated, but do people realize that there's other vaccines besides the COVID vaccine? And I just feel like vaccines are very necessary in our society because of how fast diseases and diseases and sicknesses spread. Yes, we do need vaccines. Is your own opinion, if you don't believe in vaccines, I do believe in the vaccines. Yes, I have all my COVID shots. I'm very vaccinated. I have all my vaccinations. My kids are going to be vaccinated. Like, I am pro-vaccines, pro-vaccination. Like, I just feel like that just keeps our society safe from getting sick or dying. Like, I don't, like, y'all can say whatever you want, with your conspiracy theories. Excuse me. With your conspiracy theories, I believe in vaccines. Okay, so my next opinion is going to be like, it's going to be more brighter, because I feel like I was just covering, dark topics that, it's a lot, so, I'm going to do this whenever I speak my unpopular opinions. I'm just separate them and try to make a lighthearted one, so, this whole video don't be, like controversial, which I want it to be, but not a video, but podcast. I keep thinking that I'm filming a video, and I'm not filming a video. I'm recording my first podcast. So, a hot dog is not a sandwich. I've heard so many people say, oh, hot dog is a sandwich. Like, no, a hot dog is not a sandwich. You can do that argument when it's like, oh, it's meat between bread, but no. It doesn't look like a sandwich. A sandwich is a sandwich with like ham, turkey meat, like some lettuce, or two breads. That's a square, not a hot dog. A hot dog is not a sandwich. I do not care when no one says that it's not a sandwich, okay? Okay, then my next unpopular opinion, I'm not even going to explain this one because it does not need to be explained, but water is not wet. Water isn't wet, okay? Water is not wet. End of that discussion. Okay, so this is going to be the end of my podcast. I enjoyed making this. This is fun. It's my first one, so, don't blame it in the comments or your reviews, because this is my first podcast I ever did. And this is just going to be an outlet for me just speaking and talking, so, it's not going to be perfect. So, I'm working on it. I'm working up my podcasting skills. You're going to get a podcast. I'm going to try to do it once a week. If you don't get it once a week, then, the podcasts are coming, okay? I'm just working on a lot of stuff right now. I have a lot of stuff going on, and I have a lot of, like, business stuff. Like, I have a lot of other side things, but this is just going to be where I just talk out my feelings and my emotions and put all my energy into something, because, I just need something that I can express myself with, and this is going to be my emotional outlet. So, thank you guys so much for supporting. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for new podcasts. Make sure you save, make sure you turn on your reminders, your post notifications, so you can be notified every time that I post a new podcast. So, thank you guys so much. I know this is short, but this is my first one. There will be a part 2, so comment some opinions. I want to do a podcast where I react to some of you guys' unpopular opinions, so just leave them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in a new podcast. Bye.